Have you ever stopped and asked yourself a very simple question? Am I happy? It is a strange question, isn't it? Because the very moment you ask it, the mind begins to panic. It rushes around like a squirrel, searching for an answer, grabbing fragments of memory, a pleasant breakfast, a kind word from a friend, or perhaps a long list of worries and disappointments. And the harder you search, the less clear it becomes. Because happiness, my friends, is like trying to catch sunlight in your hands. The tighter you grasp, the quicker it slips away. Welcome to Echoes of What's. If you are someone who longs to see life more clearly, to understand yourself more deeply, and to find peace in the middle of the storm, then make sure you subscribe. Join us on this journey. Together, let us explore the wisdom of Alan Watts and discover what it truly means to live. Now, let us return to our question. Are you happy? Happiness is perhaps the most universal human desire. Every person in every culture is in search of it. Yet, strangely, it is also the most misunderstood. Most of us confuse happiness with pleasure. We think happiness is the thrill of success, the delight of buying something new, the sweetness of recognition. But pleasure is fleeting. It fades almost as soon as it arrives. And when it fades, we are left craving more, like a man dying of thirst, trying to drink salt water. Alan Watts often reminded us that happiness is not a thing to be achieved. It is not a prize at the end of life's journey. It is the very nature of life itself. When lived without grasping, without running after shadows. When you listen to a symphony, do you wait only for the last note to enjoy it? Of course not. The point of music is the dance of the melody, moment by moment. In the same way, the point of life is not to get somewhere. The point is to be here. But look at how most of us live. From childhood, we are trained to chase. Go to kindergarten so that you can reach elementary school. Study hard there to reach high school. Work hard in high school to get into college. Do well in college to find a good job. Work that job to make enough money to retire. And finally, at the end of it all, you may begin to live. What a strange joke. What a colossal swindle. For we spend our entire lives preparing to live, but never actually living. It is as if we are donkeys, chasing a carrot dangled just out of reach. Every step forward is fueled by the hope that soon, just a little further, happiness will be ours. And yet, the carrot never comes. Alan Watts called this the great illusion of our civilization. We are hypnotized by the future. We live on promises. A promissory note for happiness that never quite arrives. And in the meantime, life is slipping by. Moments of beauty, moments of wonder, moments of love, all missed because we were too busy chasing a future that does not exist. You see, happiness cannot be found by chasing. It cannot be forced. The harder you try, the more it eludes you. Like trying to smooth ripples in a pond with an iron. Your very effort only stirs up more waves. The truth is simple. If you are not happy now, you will not be happy later. Because when later comes, it will still be now. Take a moment. Breathe. Notice this present moment. No matter where you are, no matter what you face, there is always something to notice, something to appreciate. The warmth of your breath, the sound of the world around you, the very fact that you are alive. As Alan Watts said, the meaning of life is just to be alive. It is so plain, so obvious, and so simple. And yet, everybody rushes around in a great panic, as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. Happiness is not in tomorrow. It is not a reward for struggle. It is not waiting at the end of the road. Happiness is the road. It is the way you walk it, step by step, now by now. So, we have seen that happiness is not something you chase. It is not waiting for you in the future. It is always here, in this very moment. But still, what if you find yourself unhappy? What if life feels heavy, empty, or filled with suffering? What then? Alan Watts would say, the first step is not to run from it. Do not resist it. Do not fight against your unhappiness, as if it were an enemy, because resistance only makes it stronger. Have you noticed? When you tell yourself, I must be happy, I should be peaceful, you only feel more restless. It is like trying to sleep by forcing yourself to sleep. The very effort keeps you awake. In the same way, chasing happiness creates misery, and resisting misery creates even greater misery. So the first secret is acceptance. To allow life to be exactly as it is. Not forever, not in resignation, but in this moment. To say, yes. This too. Suffering is not a mistake. It is not a punishment. It is part of the fabric of existence. Just as valleys make sense only with mountains, light only with darkness, so joy makes sense only with sorrow. Alan Watts often pointed out that we live in a universe of contrasts. Without the bitter, we could not taste the sweet. Without silence, we could not hear the music. So instead of asking, how do I escape suffering? Perhaps the wiser question is, how do I dance with it? Meditation, awareness. And here is where meditation becomes a doorway. Not meditation as a force technique. Not sitting cross-legged trying to push away thoughts, but simply learning to pay attention. Listen. Right now. Can you hear the sounds around you? The faint hum of life? The rhythm of your own breathing? That is meditation. A simple noticing. A letting go of the struggle to control. Because the moment you notice, without judgment, a great peace opens up. You realize that life is happening by itself. Your heart beats. Your lungs breathe. Your thoughts come and go, all without your control. So why not trust the flow? Ego and illusion. Alan Watts often laughed at the seriousness with which we take ourselves. We think of ourselves as isolated egos, little bubbles trapped in the skin of the body, separated from the vast world around us. But this is an illusion. You are not a stranger in this universe. You are the universe, expressing itself as a human being, just as a wave is the ocean, expressing itself for a moment in time. When you see this, the burden of unhappiness begins to lift, because you realize you do not need to struggle so hard to belong. You already belong. You are it. Dream metaphor. Imagine for a moment that life is like a dream. Suppose, every night, you could dream any dream you wished. At first, you would dream of pleasure, of adventure, of endless delights. But after a while, you would grow tired of only pleasure. You would long for challenge, for surprise, for the unexpected. You would dream of danger, of struggle, of triumph over difficulty. And eventually, you would dream exactly the kind of life you are living right now. This is Alan Watts' great reminder that even your struggles, even your pain, are part of the dream you have chosen. Not consciously perhaps, but deeply, from the very root of your being. Living fully, practical wisdom. So what do you do when you are unhappy? You stop running. You stop resisting. You wake up to the dream. And then, you begin to play. Play does not mean irresponsibility. It means to engage with life wholeheartedly, without the heavy burden of must and should. To approach each moment with curiosity, with gratitude, with the openness of a child. When you walk, just walk. When you eat, just eat. When you listen, just listen. Let life be as simple as it is. And in that simplicity, happiness appears. Not because you forced it, but because you stopped blocking it. Gratitude and love. Think of the miracle of being alive at all. To see, to hear, to touch, to love. Billions of years of cosmic unfolding. And here you are, a conscious being, aware of this very moment. What greater gift could there be? Happiness is not a destination. It is gratitude in action. It is love, flowing freely, without demand. As Alan Watts said, "This is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you are doing, in the here and now. And instead of calling it work, realize it is play." So, my friends, if you ever find yourself unhappy, remember this. Do not chase. Do not resist. Wake up. Play. Love. And be fully alive. Here now. This is the freedom of happiness. Not tomorrow. Not someday. But this moment. If this journey has touched you, join us at Echoes of Watts. Subscribe, and let us continue to walk together into deeper clarity, deeper peace, and deeper joy. Because in the end, the question is not, are you happy? The real question is, are you alive? And if you are truly alive, happiness takes care of itself.